This is Melinda Cooper. I'm living the dream. And of course, I have my cohort, Miss Marianne LaSalle. And thank you so much for joining me today. I just wanted to do a little bit of house cleaning if we can, real quick. Be sure to let StreamYard go ahead and have permission to tell us who you are and see you on screen so that we can talk to you and have your questions answered as quickly as possible. That's one. And two, you can now join me on YouTube because we're going into a whole new direction at Living the Dream, and YouTube is definitely part of it. That's not a big surprise. But one of the big things is that I want everyone to still keep safe, be secure, be healthy, take care of yourself and your families, because you know what? This too shall pass. The sun is shining today, or at least in Dallas, Texas, it is. And you know what? I hope that wherever it is, you make it a sunshine day wherever you are, for everybody around you, and what's going on for all of us. So that's my commercial break for Living the Dream this morning. I just wanted to say that real quick. Good morning. Good morning. How are you, Marion?
Oh, I'm doing well. Thank you so much. It's been like, I've been glued to the news, of course, trying to figure out what we're supposed to do. I'm not a news person. So I found myself fascinated by the news, and I'm thinking, Marion, just get what you need and then get off, because you could start dreaming about it and start worrying about it. And it's like, no, just get what you need and then get off. And so that's what I've been doing.
Well, gratefully, my husband is the news person for us at our household. He's the one who says, "Oh, baby, this is what happened." Okay, baby, you should see what happened. Okay, because I'm just not. Um, I'm not a news person, and one of the reasons is because I'm a spiritualist. Most people don't know that about me, and so I'm one of those empath people. I feel it, I get involved in it, and before you know it, I'm carrying it all on my shoulders. So for me, it's the idea of, let me do what I do best. And you know what? This is part of farm out the rest, Marion. you know, my husband does better of sorting through what is and isn't as far as the news goes. So I kind of put that on his plate and I just keep on going because I figure, you know what? When God's ready to take me wherever I'm at, he's going to take me. And there's no reason for me to act like I have any control of that. I can only help it. So now that I said that, let's go ahead and get on with the big topic for today. And that is, of course, to me, it's visibility and building lists and getting out there where people can see you and you can see other people is what business is all about. Because Mary, let me ask you something. I'm going to ask it because I want everybody to know. First off, this is the very end of March. Next week, we'll be changing a whole new topic. So if there's a topic that you would like to discuss or you would like to know about, now's a great time to put in your little input so that we can cover it. But Marion, I've got to ask you, is anybody knocking at your door? Did they come and knock on your door, pound on it and said, Marion, I'm so eager to just work with you?
No.
You mean, I always love it. Every now and then I tease people. I said, we are not Hansel and Gretel. We cannot just disappear, right? We have to be able to leave those breadcrumbs for people to follow us, for people to be able to find the path to us, right? We're not doing the vanishing. We're not doing the let me stick my head out and pop back out. Like those little games where the kids
the
pound
the pop or whatever they're called.
Whatever that is, right? You can't be a hit and miss. You have to be able for them to have consistency and knowing this is where she's going to be. This is who they are. This is where they're going to be. And, everybody knows you can find Marion on Natural Curiosity, and she does tremendous work, and she does so much, out there that I'm always like, okay, you want to really know something? Go out there to Marion, because she's the one who has it all set up and she's got it all taken care of. And she does production work, which is why I'm here, one of the reasons I'm here, but also because of the fact that that's where she has put her, path to. People can find her doing what she does best. And, Marion, I just got to give that to you. You're always consistent to let everybody know, where's Marion? Natural Curiosity. Where's Marion? Natural curiosity, you
I'm
know?
just curious. What can I say? I'm so curious.
Yeah, yeah. And you know what? That's great because for the rest of us, it gives us that chance to be daring with you, to find out those things that, I really wasn't interested in that, but wow, now that Marion, let me at least look at it, right? And I think that that's part of the deal is that unless we leave a path, we have to be who we are, right? Melinda
That's
Cooper,
true.
Melinda Cooper is never going to be Marion Lissap. As much as I would love to be the person who does all those things that she does with the softwares and everything, no, I'm the person that says, Marion, give me the 1, 2, 3 steps, or tell me when to just push the button, and I'm ready to rock and roll, right? But I have to be who I am, and Marion has to bring the best of who Marion is.
I think that happens to so many of us. We try to fit into other people's molds, and then we don't feel good about what we're selling or what we're offering or what we're involved in. And if you don't feel good about it, you're going to find other things to do and you won't do it well, right? It's just not right. You've got to find your passion. So Melinda, help us figure out, how do we find out what will sustain us over a long period of time? For me, it's technology and the excitement of the newest, latest, greatest, whatever it is. And I'm right there testing it out and being the guinea pig, right? But for most people, that would be like torture to them. Like they won't do it, okay?
Right, right. They're like, forget it. Never mind. I don't have to.
So I
You,
kind of fell into it, I guess. But how, if you don't know what you might be interested in, do you have any techniques that could help us figure out what we're going to be passionate about?
Marion, I'm gonna let you laugh at me and with me all at the same time. When I first started my government career, I started out with, "Hello, immigration naturalization. Can I help you?" I didn't know what I wanted to do when I grew up, right? But I knew I needed a job, obviously, right? But what I discovered was um, when I really focused about what kind of personality I am, right? What is it that really gets my engines going? And mine is how to figure it out. I see the end result where it's supposed to be, and then I backward engineer. It's a strategy that just, I'm like, what's next? We're here, what's next? We get that done, what's next? And so I think that if people were to really sit down, and this is hard for some people, to be absolutely honest and reevaluate who they are and what it is that, I don't want to call it passion because to me it's beyond passion. I call it the burning fire from within. It's like, if you don't do this today, oh my God, I'm gonna bust, right? I just can't live without at least trying something or doing something without a day. For me, it's kind of like brushing your teeth. Now that all of us hopefully are staying home and doing the concept of staying home and being safe place, shelter place, whatever you call it. And some of us may not be taking showers every single day like we would if we were going out, right? Some of us may not be putting on that extra deodorant, right? Maybe for us women, some of us might not be putting on the makeup that we would if we were walking out the door to go to a meeting, to meet a client, those kind of things. So now is the time that if you could do a self-evaluation.
Oh, I'm so glad you said that. So, a self evaluation might be that you get your partner, or you get on Zoom, or you get on the phone and ask somebody, what do you think I'd be good at? Or what do you think I would, I could make money at with,
That's
my
right.
personality, right? Because sometimes we can't figure it out ourselves. So, a self evaluation doesn't necessarily mean it's just you. It
No,
could mean that you talk to somebody who knows you. I want to give an example of a child. Okay. So a child is absolutely like diving into any game they can get a hold of, right? And people are like, stop playing that game. That's never going to get you, food on the table. Well, guess what? People have found a way to take their passion for playing games and make a living from it, a very good living. So
that's right.
don't
Oh,
discount anything.
well,
Think
it's funny that,
about it.
yeah, well, and it's funny that you say that. When my son My daughter does one thing and my son does the other. But I will say specifically my son, because we laugh about it quite often. When my son was young, at the age of 7, he started reading my law books. I was studying to become a paralegal, and I was needing to do some other stuff. And he said, Mom, I can read your books to you. I'll help you. And I thought,
How old was he?
okay, that's okay. This is going to be fun. And he did, which was amazing to me. I was very pleased and shocked. And yeah, baby, keep reading those books, right? And I noticed that he liked himself. He liked figuring it out. And what does that mean? And how is that going to take with that? And where is it going to go? And so when he was young, I discovered that that's something that he really is great about. He too has that strategy. Boom, this is where we're going. And he's pretty much followed that path. And I saw it when he was very young,
Interesting. See, and
right?
if he would have asked you, you would have been able to tell him.
That's right.
What
That's
do you
right.
think would be good at?
Right.
And I don't think a lot of us take the time to do that. We just kind of go with whatever job is available. Well, right now is a different time. We can create a job for ourselves, or we can go after what we really want and work from home.
Well,
Like
and
I'm doing some shows right now on work from home every Monday. I'm researching everything you can think of to find a way to work from home, because let's face it, a lot of people are getting laid off. Every day I hear more and more layoffs. So what are you going to do if you have to stay at home and you have to work?
well, and Marion, one of the things that I tell all of my new clients, one of the first homeworks I give them, which is something I would hope that everybody will do or secretly, quietly, but I'd love to hear your feedback if you do this. And one of the things I really would like for you to do is take the top 10 business or work associates that you talk to, send them an email and say, one, can you tell me what you believe, what you perceive is the best thing I do? Think about that. You're asking them, what do they see as your biggest skill, right? Two, the second thing is what do you see about me that attracts you the most, right? Because now all of a sudden you're going, what's your appeal? What do people see? Some people have actually told me, oh my God, Melinda, I love your eyes. Some people have said, Melinda, what kills me is you've got such thick hair. You got hair, so much hair. And I'm like, well, I can't do much with that, but thanks for that input, right? So I try to make sure that I do something with my hair, because now it needs a haircut. Of course, I'm like everybody else. And now I need a couple other, you get the idea. But, I try to have it frame me correctly so that way it's part of the allure. It's part of the attraction, right? And one of the other things that I tell people to go out and ask them, what do you actually speak to them about the most, right? Because most people don't realize that being who you are comes in so many different ways. The way you talk, what your subjects are, the way you look, the attitude. All of a sudden, people see me light up. I love helping entrepreneurs, but I'm going to be Melinda. And that's the whole thing. Let's get back to the ballpark here. It's the fact that you have to be who you are. And when you know who you are and what you really want to do, when you figured that out and you say, mine is strategy. Instantaneously, somebody will tell, I've gone places and people say, I say, oh man, you know what they could do with that? That. Boom. My mind instantly goes to, what could they do with that next? Where could they take that? How can that work? That's my strategy. Marion, how many times have you seen me do that to so many people?
Oh, you go into strategy mode no matter who's got a problem. It doesn't even have to be a business associate. I could come to Melinda with a personal issue, not a problem, just an issue, something I'm trying to figure out. And she goes right into strategy mode. And so I like that, because then you get to see the bigger picture. Because if you're in it, a lot of times you can't see the bigger picture.
That's right. That's right.
So that is a true gift that you have, that you give to all the people that are around you.
Well, and that to me will light it up. There is nothing better than to say, I can figure out 101 ways to go with that. I'm one of those.
Now, your husband probably doesn't like that. He probably
No.
doesn't. He just wants you to listen to him. He doesn't want you to strategize and talk to him about this. This is how you can fix it, honey. No.
No, my husband is like, he looks at me, he's like, okay. My son used to call it, Mom, you just threw my hamburger, right? He says, a vision carrying a burger on a plate, and they bring it into you, and it's on the plate, and it's stacked: bun, lettuce, tomato, pickles, blah, blah, burger, and then the bun, right? He says, you get it. You take the buns and you put them over here. You take the lettuce over there, the tomato over there, the pickle over here. So all of a sudden, it's still a hamburger, but now it's all spread out. It looks completely configured differently. And that's really what I love to do. And that's how I love to do it. So then when we go to that, then I have to find the right people. I have to be able to know who my audience is. The people who are willing to say, oh my God, yes, I could see it better when Melinda dissects it. When Melinda sees the bigger picture for me, then and only then can I really cut it down to size, bite size, right? Right. And so what happens is that people get lost. They forget who their audience is. They forget who they're talking to. They forget who they want to talk to. And unfortunately, the minute they forget who their audience is or what it is that who they really want to talk to, then whatever it is that they're willing to offer has now become diluted.
We want to help everybody, and that never helps anybody. Well, occasionally somebody will get helped, but yeah, the focus has to be there. And a lot of times you're not the person to bring it out, unfortunately.
No, I can tell you something, and you're going to love it. I have a fetish. This is my goodie bag, shall we say. I love to buy all the new or get involved with a ton of beta systems. And I love to buy them. I love to read them. I love to learn about them. But when it comes to working on them, I'm like, Marion, oh yeah, oh wait, who else? Who else can I give one to? I give them away. And the reason I do is because I want the other person to figure out what buttons go where and all that. That's not for me, right? But I love learning about them. I love figuring out how that's going to help a client, how that would be good for me, how that would make somebody's business flow easier. Fortunately or unfortunately, as people get busy, as people get stuck into or in the structure of their own business, and you give them something like that and say, hey, could you look this over? Sometimes they don't. And the reason they don't is because they get so busy. It's not good, bad, or indifferent. It's just that they're going their path, that they're not ready to just go around the little, go. And it may save them more time down the road, and it may not. But until they figure that out, they don't know if that was a good bump that they just went over, or if they should have slowed down just enough to get over the path that they've been needing to get over. Right? And that's why I say you just have to know your audience and do the best you can to reach them without getting, and Melinda will say it, I'll be the first one. I'll put my hand up. Come on, Marion, you do it with me too, right? Both hands. Doo, 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 doo. And
What
it's
am I agreeing to?
Here's what you agree to. Melinda and Marion, we've been friends, I don't know how long, Marion, it seems like forever.
Yep.
Right? It's been several years at least.
Oh.
And
yeah.
Yeah, right. And here's one of the bad things that Marion and I do together. We do it together. We'll go down that buddy hole in a heartbeat, right? Somebody comes up with an idea, and before you know it, Marion is figuring out how she can do that would be great for a podcast. That'd be great for, a YouTube. That'd be great for, she does all of that part. And then Melinda comes in and you know what else they could do with it? Blah, 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 blah. And before you know it, the person's gone. And we're still figuring it out because we have the experience to do that. But that lady wasn't our audience, right? She wasn't. How many times have we done that, Mary? We have found ourselves where we're not everyone's coach and not everyone's is our client, right? Good morning, Ladybug. How are you? Thank you for dropping in today. It's great that we remember that just because we're ready to help them, that does not mean that they are ready to receive it or that they hear it in the way we teach it. What do you think about that, Marion?
I agree. Everybody learns differently, at a different pace or a different way. Because I'm into all technology, I have learned that for myself, I'm just going to speak for myself. I like video and audio. If you ask me to read a book, oh my God, I probably never will. Okay. Even if I love you and you're my best friend or my partner, it doesn't matter. I'm probably not going to read that book. Now, you could read it to me and I would listen to it because I love audio and video. As I love audio more than I do video, believe it or not, because I can take it everywhere. I don't have to sit in front of a computer or anything. I literally can put my earbuds in and listen to my podcasts or whatever it is, my audio book, anywhere I am, whether I'm driving down the road or I'm walking the dog, doesn't matter. But other people, they could care less. They don't want to listen. They don't want to put earbuds in. They don't want to. They want to read. They want to sit out in their backyard and read, or sit in their comfy chair and read, or get on the computer and read a book on their computer screen. To me, that'd be like torture. So I've learned that everybody has their own way. And we have to give it to them. And it's so easy to do that. It's so easy. You start with video like we're doing today and have it transcribed, and then you can have blog posts for them to read. And then you can have it transcribed and do little blurbs about, little quotes, and you could have articles and ebooks and you name it. Okay. So I think that you need to say, where is my audience? Who is my audience? And what kind of technology do they want to get my information, my content? And then just go for it.
Exactly. That's why you must know the audience. Must know. That's done. You've got to know. First, you got to know who you are. So
if
that
you want me, you better give it to me this way.
That's right. Because if you don't know the best of what you do, right, you can't give away something that you don't really have, right? Until you learn it, I always call it, you learn it and own it, then you can give it, right? Even if you learn it halfway and then only give halfway, then come back and learn some more and then give some more, all of that, it doesn't matter, but you have to be able to know what your best, and then you give it to the best where they want to receive it, right? Because to me, it's unless we recognize who we are, where our audience is, right? And then what's the third one? Let me see. What else do you think the third one is, Marion? Let me see. I always consider it connections, but I think I had something else in mind. What do you think, Marion?
Gosh, I'm trying to think, but nothing happens.
I know. It was one of those things. We've covered so much already.
Yes, we have.
But
I'll find it because it is important.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, well, why don't we talk just a little bit more about our passion? You didn't want to call it passion. What was it?
I called it beyond the passion. Because you know what? I'm going to tell you. I have a brand new grandbaby. For those of you who don't know, yay me! I have a brand new grandbaby daughter, and she is wonderful. And I look at her now, and I see my daughter and my son. The way they look when they were babies. Now, when she was being baked in the oven, however you want to call it, while she was still processing, I crocheted. I love to crochet. I grew up as a child. My parents were tailors. So I learned my mother's process every summer was I had a project of creativity to achieve. One summer, I spent making all my clothes that I would know that I would need for the school year. Certain dances I knew I would like to go to, certain activities I knew I needed to go to, all that kind of stuff. So I made them all summer long. so that if nothing else, when the time came, I at least had one backup dress or one backup outfit that I was already ready with. If I ran out of time, I already had my backup. So that was one thing. Another thing was one year I learned to crochet. I love to do crocheting. I do needlework. I do sewing. We were corporate sewers. We actually would do industry work. I actually sold a clothing line when I was 16 years old. So I loved all of that. But you know what? That's not going to make me any money because I'm not willing to put that passion and the work behind. My parents were tailors all my life. There isn't any way I would do that kind of work again to make that kind of money I would like to make and bring home. So I have to go beyond my passion. I have to go with, okay, what is it that's just calling me from inside? What can I give audience? What can I give people? What can I hopefully make a difference is? And then to me, that's strategy. So to me, it's a little bit beyond. I know that's a long story, went around a whole circle, but that's who I am.
So there were three things you wanted to cover today. You must be who you are, which we covered tremendously.
Yes.
Be who you are, not what somebody else thinks you should be.
That's right.
You must know your audience, which
We've covered.
I know that you're going to be giving more information about how we figure out who our audience is in your group. So if you haven't joined Melinda's group yet, go over to Facebook on Living the Dream Business and talk to her about joining her group.
Or they can go out to the website, www.livingthedreambusiness.com. Go out to membership.
There you go.
And look at the different, levels where you might want to start and go from there.
Right. And the third thing is, and this is something that it's a irk. It's like a poker for me. Be clear, be concise, be direct. Because I'm the type of person that if you ask me to your webinar and you string me along for half an hour saying hello to your audience and you're telling me all about why you're so great and wonderful, and then you give me 2 minutes of, meat, and then you try to sell me something, I will never buy anything from you. Okay.
That's right.
You got to give me something. You got to be clear. You got to be concise and direct, and you have to teach me something. You have to give me something. I don't understand why these gurus think that they can string us along like that.
Unfortunately, and I'm going to say this, I don't like using the word guru because so many are using it, right? It's like, okay, turn around, everybody, oh, I'm a guru. Well, great. What made you that, right? But let's be clear about this. And this is what my whole thing is. And Marian can tell you, and I hope she will state, and other people who work with me, I don't give you fluff, right? And I don't want fluff. If I wanted flowers, my son needed to go to his apartment the other day. He had to stop by and pick up one or two things at the grocery store. And he was wonderful. He brought my daughter and I some flowers on his own, just brought them. He says, here, I brought y'all some flowers to cheer you guys up while we're all here together. I thought, how considerate is that he had thought about us, right? And it's nice when you get them as a side goodie, and they're wonderful. But here's the thing. The audience, the people you talk to, the people that you have a solution to their problem, if I am bleeding, I don't want you to send me flowers. I want you to give me the Band-Aid. I want you to give me the cure. I want you to tell me how to fix this today. Do not tell me about the fact that one day is going to come and go, because one day is not on the calendar. That's like someday. That's not on the calendar either.
Yeah.
It's Monday.
Be clear, be concise, be direct, and give the people what they're expecting instead of stringing them along.
And tell them, I want you to start telling people, I think that I can help you in this much time if you do your work. If you do your part of the job, I can help you this much. From there, we'll
Wow.
go another one.
Time just flew by.
Are we
Miss
already
Melinda
there?
Cooper. Yes. Yes.
Oh my God, what
I
happened? I
know.
am
I
so
know.
sorry. We did not cover the be clear, concise, and direct. Can I just get it in real quick? I promise I'll be a real good girl. Here's the thing. Know your message. Know what you want to sell. Make sure it's clear. Make it direct. There's no question about it. I want you to come join our membership. I want you to come be a part of Living the Dream. I want you to come and allow me to help you get your strategy in line so that you can run down the highway as fast as you want to go. I want you to get warp speed, Luke Skywalker, let's go, right? So those are the clear, that's it. I'm clear, I'm concise, that's what I want. Finally, the direct is this. If you're not doing it today, what's going to make yourself important enough to do it? Because if you cannot do and take action, be clear, concise, and direct. If you cannot be that way with yourself and with your business, you cannot be that way with your audience. That's my nugget. Those are my three. Know who you are. Know who your audience is, where they are, how they want to be spoken to, and then be clear, concise, to the point. 8 seconds and you lose them. Their eyes gloss over, they see something else. They have, instant gratification. They want it right now. So give it to them right now. Now, this is what it's going to take to get the work done and get it done. Because that's what's going to make it work. That's how you live the dream.
Very good. Thank you for allowing us to join you in Living the Dream
Yes.
business. It is
Thank you
quite
so
a
much.
ride. It's beautiful.
Thank you so much. Thank you for being here. Spread the word. Let's get going together. Marion, as usual, thank you for joining me. It has been tremendous. Have a great week, everybody, and we'll see you next week right here.
We're here every single Tuesday at 9 o'clock Central Time. Tell your friends. Be back here. We'll see you again soon.
Bye.
Bye for now.